Welcome everyone to a brand new podcast series powered by O4S. For our first episode, we would be discussing role of smart, intelligent and digital packaging in brand protection. I'd like to welcome my guest, Mr. Diwaker Bharadwaj. He is an expert in Industry 4.0. He has 25 years of rich experience in packaging engineering, packaging development, automation and marketing development. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the podcast.
Good afternoon.
So, sir, for starting the entire podcast, I would want to know what really do you mean by smart and digital packaging, and how would you explain it to a layman?
Okay. See, packaging is something which is very important for a consumer point of view. Not only making sure that the product which is packed reaches safely to the consumer, but packaging is the only tool which can help you in getting the data which you require for increasing your sales or making sure that your supply chain is working properly or making sure that inventory levels are maintained. So we need digital and the smart packaging. So now what do you mean by a digital packaging? And what is the difference between a normal packaging and a smart or a digital based packaging? See, packaging, if you talk about packaging is something simple, a box or a pouch or something. But when you digitize that packaging, there is a big difference between digitization and digitalization. People don't understand the difference between digitization and digitalization. Digitization is that you are providing a certain type of codes to the particular pack on which the product is packed. And when you use this code for manufacturing, improving on the manufacturing processes, then it is called digitalization. Now, how do I link? Recently, I have introduced a pack which I have named as Intelligent Integrated Connected Packs. So what happened that once a product is manufactured, we provide a particular code on the product, and that code is captured, and then a code is printed on the packaging. The code which is captured on the product is linked to the code which is printed on the packaging. Now this can go into the form of L0. L0 is the product, L1 is the primary packaging, L2 is the secondary packaging, L3 is the tertiary packaging, and L4 is pallet, and then go on. You can go to the part of the containers, and then you can go to the racking system. So in these codes we can embed the complete metrics for the benefit of the organizational point of view, for improving on the turnaround time, making systems more smooth, defining that how much packs will be placed, how the pack has to be placed, what is the shelf life of the product, and how it is reached. Then we can, since post-COVID the consumer is becoming more smarter and the markets are changing, everybody needs the data and the experience. From the consumer point of view, if you download these codes with the help of a normal application, you will be able to see the benefits of the product, how the product can be installed, how the product functions, what are the warranties and the guarantees, and then you can use the warranty printed on the product as well for retaining your warranty of the product. So these is called intelligent integrated connected packs, because this not only help in improving the experience of the consumer, but also helps in improving the work efficiency of the plant. So this is the definition of the digital packaging which is required.
So, Mr. Diwakar, how did we move from basic packaging to smarter packaging design? How did that evolution process happen?
See, to be very frank, going with the time, the technology which is available in the market has become like a commodity. There are n number of players available. You want this application, the people are there to provide you support. Where you want this software, people are there to provide you support. But if you don't have an understanding of how these technologies have been embedded and how to be used with keeping a mind of ROI, then you cannot design a pack. Another thing is, you have to start. Like I'll share my case study that how I did start it. I didn't start from designing a pack from the just taking a product dimensions and all. I started from the consumer, that what a consumer feels, because 80% of the picking of the product if introduced in the market is influenced by the pack. Okay, so I started from the consumer, then I went to the dealers and retailers, how they stack it, how it is placed in the shelf or in the hypermarkets, how it is placed, what is the view angle, what are the colors which are considered more product age group. And I'm not talking about a particular product which I am working on, in which industry I am working right now. It is a general. The working which I do can be implemented in pharma, can be implemented in the daily consumable items. All these things can be covered in this intelligent integrated connected pack. So this whole journey started with this. Then I went to the retailers and the dealers, then how they perceive, how it is kept. I went to the warehouses, how they keep in the warehouses. Then I had a word with the lorry guys, that how do they keep, how do they treat the packaging. Then went to the warehouses, the mother warehouses, then to the factory warehouses, and then from factory warehouses to the line where it is packed. From line to the manufacturing, from the packaging starts. So these all were linked in the intelligent integrated connected bags.
So, sir, you spoke about smarter manufacturing, right? So, what else information can you get through these techniques where you introduce giving a code to individual items which are being manufactured?
See, the benefit of this is that the data is captured at the manufacturing locations.
Yes.
So with the help of data, you can churn out that what was the complete cycle time in making a product, packing the product, placing it in the tertiary or placing it in that and placing it in the washer carton. So with this study and this data churning out, you can take out that you can reduce on turnaround time, you can increase your efficiency, you can increase your output very easily, because data is main thing. And this is not a rocket science data, simple data. You don't have to call, I got a data, I'll call somebody. Even a person can, who has an understanding, can to do this process, it took me 8 hours. But if I have done it this way, it would have taken me 6 hours. So what is saving for the organization is 2 working hours. 2 working hours and the labor. So the effectiveness can be increased very easily with that data, and data is always available with you. It is in there. So this is how these can help in doing a better control. Then once it reaches the consumer, the right product is going, the right SKU is going, when did it leave, what was the RM manufacturer, RM available at that time. So all these things can be done with the help of intelligent integrated connected packs.
Alright. So when you talk about smart intelligent packaging, what all practices are involved in this particular domain right now? What all is being used as a technique to anti-counterfeiting technique here?
See, as a anti-counterfeit, there are various technologies available, but it's a combination of the correct serialization, the correct pack which has to be designed, and the chain, the blockchain part, what you are following it. Okay. So nowadays the people are coming up with a solution that we have a code which cannot be cloned, and we have a this which cannot be done, which cannot be duplicated. Yes, everybody is right, everybody is doing good, but how much benefit we can take out of it depends on the data how will we collect. So when we provide these particular UIDs on a particular pack, and we have the backend working when it was packed and how to, so we can easily track to which market it was introduced. The second part is that when you introduce certain kind of loyalty or a program associated with this code, then you can easily get the geolocation of the person who has scanned the code, who has used the code. So you can track the movement also, okay, where my code is moving. Now the problem comes that a person, duplicator or whoever wants to use your code, he take a pack and he start replicating that code, scanning and all that. So once anybody, because of thing, will start using these codes for loyalty, like when I introduced the codes, the people started using it. So I got the data, the real location. When more than 3 times a code is coming, that means there's a duplicate in the market. So that particular mapping is done. Yes, there is a duplicate code in this. See, nobody has a time to follow up the packs. Only this technology can help. You can come up with n number of technologies, no doubt you can come up with n number of solutions, but doing this particular part of serialization and the perfect serialization, and then linking with the loyalty program or linking with any kind of warranty program makes you and helps you in getting the perfect data, because Then only you can then post that you can give the your data to the raid agencies or the legal people to act upon that and take an action.
So, due to COVID, a lot of ways how we were operating in a market has changed, right? So, how has COVID impacted packaging, or how has consumers started reacting to packaging due to COVID?
Pre-COVID, packaging was considered as a pack which carries proper things, and e-commerce packaging was used, but people were not that much aware about it. But with the coming of COVID, or during COVID time, maximum number of deliveries were used by using the different platforms of e-commerce. So people have started understanding the importance of the pack, because the information is there on the code. Even if they want to get the loyalty part, it's there on the code. How the properly the product is packed. So this has become a very important part. Post-COVID, packaging has become, no doubt, packaging plays a maximum role when it is placed in the shelf. Okay, that is everything has got a multiple faces. Packaging when kept on the shelf has a different role to play, which induces the buying, the color combination, the shape of the pack. Packaging when used by a consumer to scan the code has a different role. See, in my words, you like an advertisement, but you cannot own it. You like anything on OTT, you cannot own it. You like something on a big billboard, its color combination is very good, but packaging is something which you can own. You can buy a pack, you can keep it. I've seen people buying a pack and keeping on the desktop just because they like the pack. And believe me or not, maximum of the buying is induced because of packaging only. So now, why do you want to go to the normal shapes? So we can use the different shape of packaging, which can help in making a desktop something. We can use it as a reusable packaging. I morely emphasize on creating a sustainable and economical bag which can be reused. Okay, I'm working on something that a pack, when it travels from the manufacturer till it goes to the consumer, and then once it is thrown in the dustbin, whether to use it or not, even after that, I am working on a technology or an idea or innovation that pack can speak about itself, trying to put something in the pack, something which is more close to the nature and these things. So this is I am working. So this is how packaging has changed a lot.
So sir, you spoke about sustainable packaging. What precisely is the trend in that domain right now?
See, sustainable packaging is a very important topic, and which I would like everybody to should follow and try to make more sure the more eco-friendly things, more making sustainable, which can sustain, which can improve our environment, which can support in different kind of causes and which is again controlling pollutions and all. There are solutions available in replacing the cushioning material. Okay. Now the thing comes to the cost. But what about the cost will go high? You go to our science, the Vedic science. I have a knowledge of Vedic science, and I've been teaching many people about Vedas. I know all the 4 Vedas by country. So there are natural ingredients which can help you not only improving the cushioning part, but improving the overall look of the bag, something different, because everybody wants sale to go increase. So why don't you try something different? People think it will be costly. Arey Baba, you see the mileage of that part. Costly is something. I understand cost is very important part it pays, but if you engineer it in proper way that it falls in the sync specification, it can move on an automatic material handling, packaging lines, it can take the codes, then you can easily work out a solution which can help you in getting a sustainable pack. And then I'm trying to introduce more of do it yourself. Try to, like in the key line only, we put something like you can take it out and you can make a game out of it, or even you can make a laptop stand over it. So that is reusable packaging, sustainable packaging. Packaging is giving you this thing. And now I'm working on an experiment where I'm trying to create with the heavy master cartons, trying to work out something that once the master carton is used and then reused and then and reuse, because generally people use it for different things, and once you are done, you can take out a particular thing and you can use it as a furniture for something, or keeping or something, a showpiece or something like that. So this is more and more use of the packaging, and then the raw materials also different ingredients into it. So there is endless, and but it will go, and with the coming time, what is required in the packaging, which is more sustainable, which is more eco-friendly, which can have codes, which can work properly, which can carry the data, because packaging is something which gonna go like this. So I am basically a packaging engineer.
Okay. So sir, since you have so much experience in product engineering, product development, and you've studied software engineering, you've used multiple solutions, how did you start the journey, and can you name some interesting companies or solutions which are available in the market that you were really excited about using?
But the training which was provided to me was something very different, which in my words I consider it different, because the very first day when I went after getting selected in campus was like I was waiting in the reception area, and my manager, who I was supposed to report to, didn't even bother that I am sitting there. And when everything was off at 6 o'clock, I was called in the cabin, and he said that, oh, Mr. Bharadwaj. I said, yes sir. So you have come to join as a graduate engineer? Yes sir. So what do you want to achieve in life? I said, sir, I want to be a good engineer, and I want to use the technology, and then I want to become a good manager. Bas, this much. And how will you control the operators and all those things? I was like taken up. And then he said, if you want to work with me, then this all tie and the white shirt and these boots will not work. Come tomorrow as if you are a laborer. And I was surprised, and I went to my mom and I said that my manager said like this. My mom was a very learned lady. She has all knowledge of all the Vedas and the sciences which are there in our religion, and I do have everything which we do in our religion. It has a scientific meaning, it's not like that. So from the childhood only I was very curious. In my school days we used to watch a serial which was Giant Robot. So when I was in 8th class, I had made a robot at that time itself. I used to get the stuff from Bhagirathi place in Delhi, I'm a Delhiite. I used to get the stuff from there, and I made a robot. When in India nobody was thinking what is a robot. And it is way back in the 80s when people were not about what is a robot and how a robot is working. But I have this, so I used to get some books from the market and whatever. So when I was in 8th class, I used to read the books of 12th class or engineering part and all those things. Not to make my career, it is something like a passion. Okay, so this technology came in my passion. Engineering is which I got from the packaging side, is whatever you get, you do it, and I did it, and I did it nicely. So then the first thing which I did, the first day in my job was cleaning the floor. And I was cleaning the floor, I was mopping the floor for about 15 to 20 days. And post that I was deployed for paper cutting and then feeding in the machine, then ink putting, then cleaning the and one day I went to my manager and I said, sir, I've been working like this, I want to run the machine by myself. And he said, you do one thing, you say to your mom that you will not come to home for 15 to 20 days, you get a pillow and a bed sheet and stay in the factory with me. That was the changing point. I was little bit, I got like a boy and somebody saying like that, stay in the factory only day and night, though I'm an engineer and good qualification and everything. But I stayed in there. And then I learned that if you really want to work, then you have to work on the machines day and night. And since I already have an inclination towards these technologies, so by the time doing the job, I started working on the software part, that how software is done, what is the coming future, what is required, all these virtual things. Believe me or not, pre-COVID only I was very much in favor of doing the virtual working and virtual things. Then with the thing it went to programming, then learning the programming by myself, going here and there, then working on the automation part, how does a robot works, what is a SCADA programming, how the data is done, how the data is done, what is data mining, how I can do it. I didn't depend on anybody for doing these things. I learned a lot of theories and all those things, and then I started working. Everything I worked by myself. making a machine, making the drawing, making the assembly, making a robot, how the robot works, what are the basics of robot, how it is done, what is how does a 3D printer works, how does a prototype is made, how can we reduce the cycle, not only packaging, any product. Anything, because once you get, because this is like a passion to me, the engineering part, the automation part, the information, the data, the coding, and I started doing everything. So slowly with the time, I don't know how it went, but it took me about 15 to 16 years to expertise.
Do you have any business gurus or any leaders that you follow, anyone who inspires you in this respect?
I have only two.
Okay.
One is Bhagavad Gita, and second one is Chanakya.
Okay.
Other than this, I follow them religiously.
Okay.
And I just keep on following them whenever it's not that people like me face a lot of heat. Because we have become with the time expert in almost everything.
Yes.
Lots of heat, but these are the two things which follow.
So sir, I think Overest's team, Advait, as you name, they've been interacting with you for about 2.5-3 years now.
More than that.
Yeah. So, what do you think we are doing right, and where do you think there's an area of improvement for Overest as a organization?
The first thing you're doing that you are catching the correct string from the product till the consumer.
Okay.
So you have linked everything.
Definitely.
That is the part. People are doing it, but the closure, the closure part, when it is required, starting from the coding to the product till it reaches to the consumer, you're linking the product, you're linking the pack, you're linking the pallet, you're doing the supply ticks, then you're going to that loyalty part, you're trying to get the data and the real-time data, then mapping all this. So this is a perfect thing. See, this is a thing, every day new technologies keep on coming. You are upgrading yourself.
Yes.
And as per my understanding, Ofer is one of the best right now.
Yes.
Because they have the understanding, they have the correct technical know-how. And from improvement part, as such, I don't see anything. But yes, the technology is coming, so they will improve by itself. The energy which I have seen, the enthusiasm which I have seen, the deep knowledge, very few people understand the deep knowledge,
Yes.
The deep knowledge is required. Like I face a lot of heat because I know what is the actual cost of a software, how much time a programmer will take, what is the time taken, So many a times I face a heat because I have the knowledge, I have the basic, and the basics should be clear, which is there.
Three main takeaways from this.
Three main takeaways from this is that don't think that anything is a rocket science. Well, I take care of packaging development, as I told earlier, packaging engineering, packaging digitization, which is basically a digital engineering.
Yes.
I just put a word is called packaging. Packaging design is basically digital engineering, and packaging automation is material handling automation. So it can be implemented anywhere. So if you want to achieve these things, then you have to get into the thick and thin of that. So I can do programming.
Yes.
Which program has to run, how it is to be executed, where the bug will arise. So all those things is to be there. One part, and second part is always think positive about the result. Don't think the cost is high. Yes, cost is high, but see the mileage. The first thing I do whenever I plan a project is I calculate the KPIs and the ROIs. Okay. Then I make it once, then I redo it, then I redo it, then I redo it. If a perfect planning is laid down, then execution of any project can be done in days, and even it can be done in hours if you have the complete linking and understanding of the thing. This is what I want to convey.
Is there another takeaway that you would want to give? Three.
Believe in yourself and have confidence in yourself, and before going for any technology change, go into the deep roots, study it, understand it.
Thank you so much, sir. It was such an interesting journey that you have had, and plus it was such a wonderful story that you entirely told us about, your life and how you have developed various solutions. I think on that note, we would end this podcast.
Thanks to giving me time.
Thank you.
And the whole credit of doing this, getting so much of knowledge, because in one brain fitting this much of thing, people think is impossible. But this is really possible, and whole credit goes to my family, my wife, who supported me and always support me, and the best critic of me. But but this is what is there. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed our first podcast. We would really appreciate if you would like, comment and subscribe on this. Plus, if you have any questions, any queries or any topics that you would want to discuss with Mr. Bharadwaj, you can write to us. The email is given in the description box. Thank you.
Thank you.